Hello everybody, in this video we're going to talk about a few very important topics that are going to give us a glimpse into Biden's administration's plan for immigration reform and where we are heading. First, we're going to talk about the Temporary Family Visitation Act that is being proposed by Senator Rand Paul and Senator Blumenthal. This legislation is going to make it easier for families of U.S. citizens and green card holders to be able to apply for visitor visas and be able to come for special events like weddings and funerals without the hassle of getting their visas denied. We'll talk about that and how you may be able to benefit from this legislation if passed. Next, we'll talk about Biden's meeting with 6 DACA holders last week in the White House and his specific agenda to push further immigration reform in the next few months. So we'll talk about that as well. Very important things for you to know. And finally, we'll talk about the latest proclamation that Biden revoked, the Health Insurance Proclamation, that proclamation that required immigrants to get health insurance upon entry to the United States. That has been revoked. We'll talk about what this means to you and implications for future immigrants coming to the United States. So, what are you waiting for? I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody, and welcome back to our immigration channel. This is the place where you get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration updates, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnik, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California, and we help clients in all 50 states. If you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to share this video with more people just like you. In this video, we got a few important updates for you, specifically when it comes to Biden's future immigration reform, things that are happening right now. Give us some clues as to where this administration is heading when it comes to immigration reform, and also when it comes to legislation that will make the immigration process a lot more humane and reasonable. So let's start with the Temporary Family Visitation Act. So under our current visa systems, American families that have relatives abroad, whether they're U.S. citizens or green card holders, and they have families overseas, are not able to reunite with their families overseas for family events like weddings, funerals, or other things that require them to arrive to the United States fast without waiting for months and months and sometimes years to get their visas approved. Under the Temporary Family Visitation Act, a new visa will be created. They're going to call it the B3 visa. Currently, we have the B1, B2. The B1 is designed for business tourism. The B2 is the most common visa that allows visitors to come and visit their family members or for tourism to the United States. This new category is going to be called B3. What can you do with this B3 visa? As a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, you'll be able to petition the B3 visa for the following family members: spouses, children, grandchildren, parents, grandparents, siblings, uncles and aunts. This is the only visa category that allows U.S. citizens and green card holders to petition for uncles and aunts. And finally, nieces and nephews. The application will require that the petitioner, typically the U.S. citizen or green card holder, to sign a special petition for the relative before they apply for the visa, and also purchase for them travel insurance before they come to the United States. That travel insurance should cover them throughout the duration of their stay. The idea is that the U.S. citizen or green card holder signs some sort of declaration that they are financially responsible for their relative to stay in the United States and return safely to the home country, and this way discouraging people from overstaying, because now we have the petitioner involved in the assurance that their family member will go back home. And we hope that with this visa, if and when it's available, we'll see more of these consular officers issuing those visas, because there's going to be less likelihood of these people to overstay, because now we have a third party that guarantees their return. Currently, there is no visa that specifically allows people for temporary reunification with the family members for a specific event or because they really have to come to the United States urgently. B1, B2 visa that we have at the moment is not good enough. It's very complicated to get it, and most people get denied under Section 214B, which basically says that they don't have sufficient ties to return back home. And most applicants who get denied for their tourist visas, Section 214B is the main reason why they get denied, and people try for years and years to apply, and it doesn't help them even to say that they have a family member here or there's an event that they need to go to. Consular officers typically don't care because, again, there's no guarantee that the person will return home. Well, hopefully with the B3 visa, there'll be more assurances and more people are going to be able to get that, to be able to reunite with their family members in the United States. So in summary, we hope that this legislation is going to pass. It's going to be good for many reasons. It will bring families together. It will reduce the unnecessary denial rates. It will impact over 1 million visa applications per year. It will open a path for U.S. citizen and green card holders to petition for their family members abroad, specifically to come to visit them, and for family reunification. It will stimulate the U.S. economy. The more people come to visit and spend money here, better for everybody. And finally, it will provide a financial assurance to the U.S. government that these people are going to go back home at the end of their visit. Overall, good news, and of course I'll keep you posted once I have more information about this legislation, but overall, I'm very excited about this. So let's move on to our next topic. Biden's meeting with 6 DACA recipients in the White House last week, and they talked about immigration reform and the plans of this administration to move forward. Each one of these dreamers had a chance to ask Biden one question, and he answered them in private. What we do know about this meeting, which is important for us, because we're all wondering what's happening with immigration reform, it feels that things are a little bit stuck. Well, the statement that came from the White House after this meeting states the following. President Biden reiterated his support for dreamers, TPS holders, farm workers, and other essential immigrant workers. The White House said in a statement the president and the dreamers also discussed the continued need for immigration reform and the White House strong support for the Dream and Promise Act and the Farm Workforce Modernization Act, 2 bills that have already passed the House with bipartisan support and are awaiting action in the Senate. As you can see, it was an important meeting because many of us are wondering what's happening with immigration reform. We haven't heard too much action going on in this in the past few months. Yes, we have 2 bills that passed the House, but now we anxiously awaiting action from Senate, and hopefully we're going to see that in the next couple of months because something must happen. And remember, the reason why he met with those DACA recipients is because now we are waiting for a federal judge to make a decision about DACA and maybe completely eliminate it. And if that happens, it's going to be devastating for over 1 million of these young individuals that are working here, that are legally contributing to our economy. And so I think Biden wanted to show everybody that no matter what happens with the court decision, this administration is going to protect the dreamers and hopefully make the DREAM Act a reality in the next few months. Once the Farm Workforce Modernization Act passes, it will open the door for major comprehensive immigration reform, because without that, it's going to be very difficult to pass a full amnesty unless they're going to go piecemeal, legalizing the DACA recipients, the farm workers, the TPS holders, and then finally going for full-blown immigration reform for the 11 million undocumented that are currently waiting for this to happen every single day. So I think these are good news for us, and expect to hear more, and we expect to get more clues and action from the White House in the next few months. One of those things is our final topic for today's video, is the revocation of the Health Insurance Proclamation. And once again, while the administration is pushing for comprehensive immigration reform, Biden continues with his promise from the early days, and that is to modernize and improve our immigration system, reverse a lot of Trump's inhumane orders, including this one, Proclamation 9945, that suspended the entry of immigrants who would financially burden the U.S. healthcare system. And once again, it's under this administration's effort in restoring faith in our immigration system. So this proclamation is now gone. It made it very difficult to a lot of immigrants who couldn't really afford to buy the expensive health insurance that was required under the original proclamation. And it also gave a lot of room to the government to decide who could financially burden our healthcare system. So again, it caused a lot of fear and anxiety among immigrants, and now this proclamation is gone. So again, while Biden is doing a lot of efforts to restore faith in our immigration system, what we do need right now is a full comprehensive immigration reform. And I think those two things are working side by side. On one hand, they're trying to get rid of a lot of these bad proclamations from the Trump era. There's a lot of new legislation that is being introduced, like the Temporary Family Visitation Act. And at the same time, the administration continues to push for immigration reform. And of course, once we have more news, I'll promise to keep you posted. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave me a comment below. Let me know what other videos you would like for me to make, or if you have any questions about any of the topics that I shared in this video. Also, if you have a specific case that you need help with, you can always text me at 619-483-4549. We're always happy to hear from you and be able to help you with your specific case. And finally, if you're here for the first time, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and give us a big like so YouTube will be able to share this video with more people just like you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.